Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the award show audit. How are y'all doing? And let me know if you can hear us and if the audio is
Hey guys,
okay.
PIEGUYRULZ here.
Okay. Yeah, just let me know if the audio sounds good, guys.
Yes.
So that I can make sure.
Hello. So, the bad news is, although I have poll feature, the polls only have 4 options on the live stream, so we can't actually conduct our award show.
It's very.
I guess hack fraudery on our parts. Some bias.
It's very, very sad.
Like, I'm down. I mean, we could create a new system here where Shadow and I knock out one of the options that we think is the worst, and you guys get to vote on the other 4. I think maybe that would be more fair. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
what wacky antics will we get into this week?
Who knows? But at the very least,
Shadow's rendering a video in the background.
Yeah, I am currently rendering a video on this computer right now. While we stream, so it might be. I mean, there are no drop frames so far. You only cut out a little bit right as we were going live, which usually happens. So, I think it's good.
I think it's wildly unprofessional. I think your computer's gonna crash.
We have had way more unprofessional introductions than this one. This one, everything's fine. It's gonna be done in like a minute. OBS running has just slowed it down by a smidge.
Okay.
But speaking of which, you know what? I'm just gonna plug it. It comes out on Friday. You guys should check it out. 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Shadow Streak. It's gonna be good. It's 90 minutes long, so look forward to it. I know I am.
Wow.
I also got
Shadow Streak's dissertation on.
It's my dissertation on the history of the Putt-Putt franchise and every game within it. That's what it is. Yeah, it's the second video in my...
That sounds so sad.
What?
No one likes Putt-Putt.
Well, it is definitely my least favorite of the 4.
Where's the poll? It's in the...
Yeah.
The polls in the community tab where it's always been.
Yeah, we are going to...
I put it up a little late because... I put it up a little late just because I thought we were going to do the poll in the chat here, but we can't because there's only 4 options, so...
The good news is there's never more than 4 options for the long form category, so we can do it in the chat for all of those without issue. It's only the main, like, half-hour category where we'd have that problem, so... Ooh. You got a super chat, Pie.
Shadow and I Sonic games. The favorite one that I played in live stream, honestly, I think my favorite was Adventure 2. Just that first level was like out the gate gangbusters, but 3 and Knuckles was also a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why everyone. Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, it was cutting out, but you're back now. Don't worry. It's all good. It's all good. But no.
It's not my fault, guys. I don't know what to tell you.
Listen. The estimated render time just went a couple minutes past 7. It's literally at 99%. It's going to be done in like a minute at most, okay? I'm sorry.
You never trust the render time. You never trust the render time, Shadow.
I know my computer. I know my render capabilities. We'll be fine.
I'm just not going to talk then, because they can't hear me.
No, they can hear you. You have not cut out since I fixed it. So, you're good. No, I do, because I can hear you, and what they hear is what I hear. So if you ever cut out, I hear it.
Not necessarily.
My guy.
Listen, Sonic 2 Adventure was good, and 3 and Knuckles. Alright?
You like Generations, too.
No.
Yeah, you did.
Generations was alright. I didn't have anything to compare it to. It was the first one we played.
Yeah. You also didn't get any of the references to past Sonic games, because that is all that game is references to the franchise, because it's an anniversary game meant to celebrate it.
Okay, all right. Well, this is not the Sonic Live stream. This is the award
Well,
show
you know,
audit.
Idris Elba on Twitter 3 hours ago announced he'd be playing Knuckles in the second Sonic movie, so I think it's totally relevant. If anything, I think that Idris Elba next year deserves to earn an award, but not an Emmy because it's a movie. So
Dude, we have so many good episodes to talk about this week. Thank you for the super chat, Redway 2, with 40. I want to say rubles. I believe it's rubles. 40 rubble. You remember liking Wigstruck as a kid? You don't know. Well, we'll get there. We'll get there, guys. You gotta wait. All right. Here we go. 2007 was a wild time on the internet. We got Keyboard Cat, Rick Rolling, which might have premiered earlier than that. I'm not sure. It was just popular in 2007.
Yeah.
The Cake is a Lie. This is Sparta.
Oh
Don't
my
tase
gosh.
me, bro.
Oh my gosh.
All memes that people are sick of.
Wait, was Shoop da Whoop in 2007 as well? The I'm a fire and my laser.
It's not on Wikipedia, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, because I remember that was another one. Yeah. I used to love that.
Cloverfield. Do you remember the like the weird viral marketing of Cloverfield?
How it was like, what was it?
It wasn't a movie trailer. It was just like a clip of people like getting attacked in a building. It wasn't clear if it was like, you know, real or not.
Huh.
Viral tie-ins. All the major characters received a personal MySpace page. Unlike most viral marketing campaigns, this one had virtually nothing to do with the film's plot or characters. Instead, it focused mainly on the fictional drink Slusho and the company Tagarado. Okay.
Okay. There's a fact.
Yep.
Nice.
So that was what was going on back then, just to put everyone in the mood.
Awesome. Awesome.
All right, what are the nominates?
All right. The nominates. Yes.
What are the nominees?
The nominates are so yeah, 2007 we have first up we've got, I need to unhide that, Robot Chicken.
Darling.
Robot Chicken with Lust for Puppets.
Disgusting.
South Park, Make Love Not Warcraft. Avatar: The Last Airbender, City of Walls and Secrets. The Simpsons, The Haw Hawed Couple. And SpongeBob SquarePants, Bummer Vacation and Wigstruck. It's another one of those 2 11-minute episodes combined type nominees. So,
yes.
Yeah.
Even though Robot Chicken is just an 11-minute episode.
Which is really weird.
SpongeBob aired as a half hour. Robot Chicken aired as 11 minutes because Adult Swim was ahead of the curve on the whole 11-minute thing.
Yeah.
Did someone mention Cory in the House came out in 2007? There's no way that's true.
I thought that was 2000. I thought that was like 2005.
I thought that was like 1996.
No, no. Oh my gosh. Might be a little too far back there. But yeah, those are the 5 nominees. So, you want to just jump into the first one then?
Sure. I just want to thank Redway 2 for the other super chat, although I'm not going to read that. So
snooping as
let's
usual,
go.
I see. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. So first up, we've got Robot Chicken with Lust for Puppets, an 11-minute nominee, the first of its kind.
So, or the
last of its kind, I guess. Yeah. Again, this whole going backwards thing, it messes with you.
You better calm down, Shadow.
The viewers know what I mean, okay? They know.
Nope. So, Robot Chicken, it's, as we've discussed, it's a sketch show. On a usual episode, it's just a bunch of random, non-connected skits, although some of them have, like, recurring gags. I don't think any of these did. So it's hard to talk about this because there is not a story. The most featured sketch is Mario in Vice City, which is like the Mario Bros. Characters in Grand Theft Auto, right? I think that's the longest one.
Yes.
That's probably the most well-known of these skits, at least.
Yep.
The first skit is a transphobic joke, so we're off to a great start.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't have a recap because it's a bunch of random skits. Really, the Mario one's the main one I remember, and the like very brief transphobic one. There's also, yeah, I don't know. There's a skit with a lady giving birth to a bunch of random things.
Yep, and
I
including a
think.
bear. Yes. There's
All
the
right,
one with
so.
the I don't know. I don't want to use the wrong culture, but like a Mayan or like Central American.
You're thinking of Montezuma's Revenge,
Yes, yes, yes.
which is commonly joked about to being spontaneous poops.
Yeah.
There's a Binding of Isaac about it.
Oh, okay. I did not
Yep.
know that. But yeah,
Mhm.
it's kind of one of those like rule of
And
three
even a bear.
gags. Yes, even a bear.
uh,
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to be honest. As someone
no,
who's
can we let's just split it in two, right? Let's talk about all the other crap and then let's talk about the Mario crap. All
okay.
right?
Well, I'm just going to open this by saying that really,
Yeah.
when it comes down to it, as someone who's seen the entirety of this season of Robot Chicken just a couple months ago, this episode, it could have been any Robot Chicken episode. Like, this isn't a
Yeah.
standout episode by any means. Like, with the Star Wars specials, those were, like, standout because they had an overarching theme. They were catered towards
They
a
were
particular...
longer.
Yeah, they were longer. They were catered towards that particular niche in pop culture. I mean, I don't know if niche is the right word, given how much mass appeal Star Wars has,
This
but...
secret underground movie called Star Wars.
Yeah, yeah. But, like, this one, it's like... It was just an episode of Robot Chicken, and it doesn't do much that's special. Yeah, it's just a bunch of sketches, like Pi said, and it's at the end of the day, that's all it is. Like, it's
But
fine.
all
but,
of the jokes, like every single one of the joke is the lowest common denominator.
Yeah.
Every one of them. You can't tell me it's not because it's like ha ha. I don't know. Cameron Diaz kicking a bunch of people in the crotch. Like,
haha, Calvin from Calvin and Hobbes is mentally
he's
insane.
crazy. Yeah, he's schizophrenic or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
ha ha ha. Like that's the level of joke, and I just. I get it. There's a time and a place. I've said it before. I think the time and the place for Robot Chicken is in randomly at night on actual television that pops on. You don't know what the heck it is. You watch it and you're like, what was that? I think that's the right time for it. Watching this in broad daylight on HBO Max as a full-grown adult, I just kind of sat there and took it, I guess. None of them really did it for me. And yeah, I mean, thanks. The people are mentioning other skits in the comments. The Frankenstein one. Which
Oh
is just,
yes, yes.
The joke is that this girl is dating a Frankenstein monster, and the dad interprets everything as an attack and shoots him with a shotgun every time. And it's just like, I don't know. Maybe the bar was lower back then. Didn't South Park have an episode about? We talked about it. This was before James Cameron raised the bar. So
Yes, very true.
yeah, and then this translates over to the Mario stuff where it's like, hey, he's taking mushrooms, but they're drugs. Isn't it funny?
Okay, I like the part where Luigi just jumped on that girl's turtle. Okay, that was funny. I like that. That was some dark humor that worked. For me, anyway.
Yeah. You're absolutely right, Green Mullah. Robot Chicken isn't the show to look at in a critical eye. Like, it's either you find it funny in an immature way, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. There are immature things that I find funny, certainly. Or, yeah, that's it. You can't break it down. There's nothing to break down. I mean, I feel like at least there was a little something to talk about with the Star Wars because there was a lot of sketches and they were similar, so we could kind of compare them. But this is just, again, it's like I'm not gonna sit here and explain the Cameron Diaz skit. It's just kind of dumb.
It could have been any episode from this season. There's nothing that makes this one different from anything else.
The Mario stuff, I guess that's it, right? Mario is a very accessible reference.
Yeah, I suppose.
It probably thought it was a pretty strong joke. That would be my guess. I've seen this before. I've definitely seen this when it, like, not premiered, but around the time, And as a kid, watching Mario and Luigi do adult stuff, yeah, maybe that would have made me laugh. But you know what it is, too? I mean, we've talked about this, but the internet has utterly ruined this sort of comedy because...
Yeah.
Not ruined, but it's made it a dime a dozen. You have to be better than this because dorkly crapped out like 10 of these sorts of sketches a week back in its heyday, or prime. I don't know if Dorkly's still a thing, but it was like a College Humor offshoot. College Humor also made all these jokes, and
Yeah.
making parodies of Mario is like,
Yeah, now anyone can do that. Like,
yeah, that's not to say that this isn't, looking at it in its time. Sure, I mean, to put it into perspective, I guess this was like just before I was making stupid Animal Crossing parodies, which are certainly not better than this, But like the value of these jokes and seeing this has definitely gone down in the years since.
quite a lot. Yeah.
The Pete of Dawn says the non-story structure, more rapid pacing is better than Family Guy, which has some kind of story, which makes it even worse. I mean, I guess I like the fact that it is a sketch show instead of trying to be some sort of, narrative with a bunch of random sketches in it. Like, if it's gonna be dumb comedy, I'd rather it just be dumb comedy, not dumb comedy with, weak, lame storytelling to tie it together.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't like Dorkly, by the way. I never have. I just cite it because I know they made a ton of video game parodies just like this one. That was like their whole thing. So, yeah, I don't think really we can talk any more about this, and I sincerely hope we don't have to talk about Robot Chicken again. Just not, not even because I don't like it, even though I don't like it, just because what else can we say?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the last time Robot Chicken's ever nominated for anything.
This is season 2. This is season 2.
Yeah.
So all right, move on.
Okay. So that was the first nominee. Next up is South Park with Make Love Not Warcraft. I enjoyed this episode. I really did. I enjoyed it. There's one thing I didn't like, but other than that, I really liked this episode.
For a very long time, and maybe even still today, this was cited as the best South Park episode.
Really?
Yes. So the story of this episode is all of the boys got into World of Warcraft, like legit World of Warcraft, not some knockoff parody. They got into Warcraft, but there is some guy who is just killing everyone. He's devoted his entire life to the game. He's too good at it. He murders everyone, even in zones where they're not supposed to be murdered, which makes the game no fun. So the boys have to grind on the lowest form of enemy, getting 2 XP at a time for months on end in order to grow strong enough to defeat the guy. And they need the help of the legendary sword provided by Blizzard themselves. I think before we move on any further, I do just need to say Blizzard as a company is utterly deplorable. Their actions that have recently come to light, and who knows how long they've been going on for. They could have been as far back as this episode. It's beyond... It's not just, oh, they make a game I don't like, or they do whatever. It's legitimately the leadership at that company has done really unspeakable acts to its employees, and there's an ongoing investigation and court trial, and I sincerely hope they get brought to as much justice as possible. That doesn't... I can't say that it diminishes my enjoyment of this episode, just because this episode is well over 10 years ago. But just need to say that out there, that if you know anything about what's been going on, it's some really disgusting, sick things that I don't think we could just talk about this without giving that disclaimer.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I do not endorse present-day Blizzard in the slightest. Yeah. And like you said, who knows how far back those things go, if it would even be relevant to this episode or not. But
sorry to bring down the mood, but you gotta talk about it. I don't want to sit here and pretend like Blizzard isn't doing in a really bad condition right now. So, but anyway, yes, this episode is really enjoyable, and the fact that they actually legitimately used Warcraft instead of subbing in, a World of Craft or whatever parody, that I think that's what really sells it. There's been many shows that have done a video game episode, but the fact that this one legit went for it, and actually animated the models. Some of it was just in-game footage, and some of it was legit animating the models. Um, they do it in such a way that it just makes you really feel like this is a real thing. The way the story is told feels very natural and real. It's got a lot of the South Park over the top shock humor, but the shock humor is mostly like Cartman crapping. It's not super offensive. There is a little offensive language in the beginning that I don't agree with, but 2007, you know. But overall, there's really not anything objectionable in the episode, I guess. So yeah, and you know, the story's good, and it's relatable, and it's got a lot of funny things. There's a very popular meme. I'm sure you've seen the villain in the episode, right, Shadow? You've seen that image before?
Yeah.
Absolutely. How do you kill that which has no life? It's a lot of, and the thing is, the great thing about this episode is that although it shills World of Warcraft, of course it does. It just mentions it constantly. It also calls you a loser for playing it, you know?
Yeah.
There's a balance that it's not just, you know, hey, this is a great game. Like, there's a punchline where the developers of the game are like, oh, no, I don't play it. I have a life.
I have a life.
Like, I don't have an account. I have a job.
It's a really fun episode. I don't know. I think almost all the jokes really land here. I think the sheer absurdity of it is great. I mean, I love how, like, the entire idea here is that everybody across the globe is being, like, completely obliterated by this one guy, to the point where the game isn't fun for anyone, and, like, just these 4 kids are like, yeah, you know what, we're gonna stand up and rise above. And then they just sit in the forest and they grind wild boar for weeks and weeks and weeks, because that's the only way they can do it without getting recognized by the guy.
Live to win.
Yeah. And the whole montage is great. The over the top excessive aging and then like weight gain process is just absurd.
Too realistic.
It's too realistic. I love the part where they try to recruit like their fellow like classmates and peers or whatever to join in the game, and then what was it? Butters shows up and he's the same character as Cartman. He's like, "Go away! You can't be that. Get out. Create a new character." Yeah.
Like a little Kitty Island adventure.
Yeah. Yeah. There's it's great. It's hilarious.
Row whatever. Says, I love the griefer. Any other show would make him like a cackling villain or like comic book guy, but instead he just stays silent and completely focused, and it's hilarious. Yeah,
he's
I agree.
just playing the game.
We know nothing about him. We know nothing at all about this guy. Nothing at all. That's the beauty of it. Other than that, he's just a troll. He goes on there. He does the stupid dance emote after.
Yeah.
Like
the taunting. Yeah.
And I love like. It's not just like they could have just had like a Warcraft battle and animated or something, but the fact that we mostly just see the kids and the conflict comes from like, oh no, Kyle's getting arthritis, like he's getting a hand cramp, oh no, like we gotta apply Bengay quick, like it's just funny. It's just very funny. It's not a South Park episode that's trying to say anything about anything, and I think in the years since I would have to say Put It Down is a better episode just because it does a lot of what this episode does, but has a meaningful point behind it on top of it. But there's nothing wrong with an episode that's just fun. It's fun. And it really accurately portrays gamer culture. And the line at the end, oh man, I relate to that a lot because you know, a lot of times I play games that have that grind. Like Binding of Isaac is like that, where there's like a million things to unlock, right? And then once you've unlocked everything, you've dumped like 1,000 hours into the game, right? And then it's like, well, what do we do now? Now we play the game.
Yeah.
Man.
That's a solid ending right there.
Yeah. So I still hold it up as one of the best South Park episodes, and I think that it really is one that, again, aside from use of some mild language, which someone pointed out in the comments, maybe they did it as a parody of gamer talk, you know, of slurs online. aside from that, there's nothing about it that you'll find too offensive. I mean, maybe you'll be grossed out by it, by Cartman crapping all over, but it's just so over the top that I can't. You know what I mean? Like I can't find it gross as it is. Just so stupid. He just craps all over his mom, and she's like, "Oh, that's a good boy." Like.
Yeah.
Oh, and they order Hot Pockets, of course. Of course.
They've got the intercom set up. Yeah. Yeah. And I think, like, as an animated episode, like, this was a solid one to submit because they have the actual, like, Warcraft graphics going with the animation style. So, you know, you're not just, like, seeing a 2D version of Warcraft. You're actually seeing what Warcraft looked like with, like, the actual, like, CG models. And, like, the fact that they went that extra mile and animated it that way, like, gives it that extra edge. So I think in terms of being worthy of a nominee, like, absolutely, this has pretty much everything going for it. I can't think of a single category it doesn't get. Like, technically, yeah, it's great. Comically, great. Narratively, great. Like, it hits all of the nails on the head. It's just overall, it's a very, very solid episode.
Wow. Apparently this episode is referenced in WoW by some weapon descriptions. And it was referenced by a Hello Kitty game? Oh, man,
that's awesome. Oh, that's awesome.
All right, let's move on.
Okay, yeah. So next up, we've got Avatar: The Last Airbender with the City of Walls and Secrets.
Yes.
Yeah, we're finally talking about Avatar. It's about time, right?
Finally.
Enjoy it while you can.
How was Korra never nominated? Okay. So this episode, it's the first episode where they actually enter Ba Sing Se. The gang has crucial news from the library about a counterattack they can launch on the Fire Nation, and they want to get it to the Earth King, and use his help, the help of his armies, in order to defeat the Fire Nation. However, they find that the city is a lot bigger and grander than they could have ever imagined, and they are handled by Judy, who is a woman who basically walks them around and kind of forces everyone to stay quiet and not give them answers. They bust into a party to try to get to the Earth King, but are intercepted by Mr. Long Fang, who tells them who really controls Ba Sing Se. Meanwhile, Zuko and Iroh are get a job at a tea shop.
They're making tea.
Yep, and they're stalked by Jet, who believes they're firebenders and engages them in combat to try to get them to use firebending. And in the end, we find out that there's a brainwashing thing going on in Ba Sing Se. This is so much plot. I couldn't make it any shorter than that, because that's everything that happens.
Yeah.
Right? Like.
Yeah, no, you pretty much, you just named it all, but.
All right, let's listen. All right, City of Walls and Secrets, I'm going to let you finish. But first, I think we all need to acknowledge the elephant in the room, the elephant bear in the room. This episode is great, fantastic, love it. Got a lot of good things I'm going to say about it. But how was Tales of Ba Sing Se not nominated? How? In what world would you not pick Tales of Ba Sing Se?
Especially because it's the next episode after this one. Like, it's right after it.
There's not even the time period.
Yeah. There's no date issue.
Tales of Ba Sing Se is a lot more artistic than this episode. It's got a real tearjerker in there, and you don't need to know as much about Avatar. This episode is predicated on knowing a lot of things, and although there's a recap, it's real fast, and like, you might not even realize whether Zuko and Iroh are firebenders. Like, you'll be surprised to learn that Toph is blind midway into the episode. Like, there are things that if you don't follow Avatar, this is just such a. I can't imagine how you would follow this episode.
Yeah, it's very plot important, and there's a lot of pre-knowledge you need to know going in, because we're just thrown in, this is the middle of book 2. There's so much that has happened, so much they're trying to do, and without that context, it really, I don't know, I feel like it would hinder the experience. I mean, I can't speak from that because I have seen everything before it, so I know.
It's hard to detach once you know everything, obviously.
Exactly. But you make a great point. The fact that Tales from Ba Sing Se, that episode stands on its own as its own story. You don't need to know anything about Avatar, really, to truly just enjoy that. It's got so many things going for it. Every story has some kind of like idea or theme that it wants to convey, and it does it so well. It's very, very character driven. You know, I'm completely with you. I absolutely would have chosen that episode over this one, but this one's still good.
I also have another argument. I would pick Appa's Lost Days over this one too, because Appa's Lost Days is another episode that's really, it's really heart-wrenching, and although it does have a lot of callbacks, I also don't think you really need to know much about the Avatar canon to really like get it, right? It's an animal that was stolen from his master, is tortured, is treated kindly by a kid at the circus, is treated kindly by some people that he remembers, and then gets attacked by the Fire Nation. Like, I think Tales of Ba Sing Se would have been the best, but I think that would have also been a good choice. This is fine. I'm not saying that there's not, you know, that if you don't know anything about Avatar, you'll get nothing from this, because I still think the animation is beautiful, especially on Ba Sing Se. The location really, really shines in this episode. The jokes, I think, are good, although if you don't know Avatar, do you understand the joke about the bear? I don't think so. I don't think that makes any sense unless you know the show. So, okay, so I just, that's another thing I want to get out of the way, because I know we were all thinking it, right? Really? Okay, so this episode, like I mentioned, the art of it, I think, really shines. There's a lot of really beautiful shots when they enter Ba Sing Se. These, like, beautiful painted shots of the city, the backdrop. In terms of, like, I think this episode's also really bold in that it introduces conspiracy into the world of Avatar, because although Avatar was many things before it, I don't know that, like, you know, conspiracy and brainwash, like, it just adds, like, a whole nother element. It also introduces the first earthbending villain of the series in Long Fang. I don't believe, you know, there was some, I guess, King Boomy was kind of antagonistic, kind of, but, like, this is a true villain who earthbends. And, I mean, more than any other episode, when I watch this one, I want to watch the next few episodes. Yeah. Not just because they're great episodes, but, like, you see the ending to this, and you're just immediately like, okay, we still have no idea where Appa is. Jet has just been brainwashed. You know, what's going to go on with Zuko and Iroh? Are they going to get to the Earth King? What is Long Fang's game? Like, there's so many questions and mysteries, and the show can go in any direction. And the fact that it slaps you with City of Walls and Secrets next is a real... it's real bittersweet, because it's great, but it doesn't progress any of these things, really. So, yeah, I think this episode has a lot of strengths.
Yeah, I completely agree. Narratively speaking, it does so many things in 22 minutes, and yet it manages to, like, successfully spend enough time on all of them that none of them overstay their welcome too much or don't let on enough. Like you said, there's so many questions that it makes you, like, ask while you're watching. You want to know where everything's going. I think the development of the city is super great. It starts out, you know, again, with those massive establishing shots. I love seeing the scenes with, like, the giant, like, enormous wall that surrounds the city, and then, like, they go and you kind of get to see people around, and then there are these moments of them, like, interacting with the different civilians in Ba Sing Se. And, like, they go speak to a politician, and they speak to a student, and this and that. And it's like you kind of get this feeling of, like, what life is like there in the establishment, but you also notice that there's something strange going on, and, you know, you kind of want to see where that goes. Zuko and Iroh are great. I love their plot line that's going on. Yes. I love Iroh, especially. He's just like, I'm just making some tea. Like, he's not focused on anything else. He's just enjoying his time. It's great. And Zuko's
this has to be one of the funniest episodes, too.
Oh, yeah, like, absolutely.
Because Zuko is so not having fun making tea. And, you know, Iroh's like, oh, this tea is just hot leaf juice. And Zuko's like, isn't that all tea? And he's like, I can't believe a member of my own family could say such a thing. Yeah. Like, bro, your brother's the Fire Lord. Like, bro.
It's like, I don't like tea. That's like saying you don't like breathing. Like, it's great.
I totally believe that Iroh would go ask a neighbor for spark rocks just because he wants to make friends with the neighbor. Yeah. Like, that's 100% why he did that instead of using firebending. Because he wanted an excuse to be kind to the neighbors and talk to them. Like, totally.
Yeah, it's great.
And you know what? You know what's also surprising? Dude, this episode has very little bending. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's there. It's there. They bend the trolley into the city. Aang does some parlor
And
tricks.
yep.
Long Fang or the Dai Li arrests Jet. Like there's a little bit, but you don't even really notice because it's such an intriguing episode. This episode really proves that the show it can do so much more than just action.
Yep.
You know, it can do intrigue, it can do mystery. This is an episode that's like just legitimately a drama. A very funny drama, but a drama.
Absolutely, through and through. Yeah.
Ooh, man. It's Lord Momo of the Momo dynasty. Your Momo-ness. Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm sad. Is this the only time we get to talk about Avatar?
It is the only time we get to talk about Avatar. I'm
Oh.
sorry. I know.
Come
It
on, I just
stings.
want to relish it because it's such a good show. I genuinely think that Avatar is going to stand the test of time as just like it's kind of like the epic of our generation. Like
Yeah.
genuinely, I say that, you know, in all sincerity, and I know some people, you know, who have grown up hearing a bunch of people talking about how great the show is, and then they watch it and they're like, oh, this is overrated. But I genuinely don't think it is. I think it deserves the praise it gets, and I think that you'll be hard pressed to find a show with as few flaws as this does. You know, it captures so many things from comedy to action to genuine heart-wrenching moments. That really, I mean, like, I feel like in some ways it would just be unfair if Avatar was nominated more. like maybe Tales of Ba Sing Se was just too good, right?
Yeah,
Like,
they're like we got to give everyone else a chance. Yeah,
Oh,
understandable.
man.
This is definitely one of, if not the best Nickelodeon shows ever. Period.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
it's truly one of a kind.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think really the only competition is SpongeBob, but again, it's very hard to compare something
very
like
different
Avatar and
show.
SpongeBob
Yeah.
because they're very different shows.
Very different.
Outside of that, I can't say that there's anything else that's in league with Avatar. Even Korra, you know, which I think hits some really high notes but can't sustain itself in the way that Avatar does. I don't think it's a comparison. I think Avatar's just a lot better than Korra.
Agreed.
You ready for Netflix to ruin it again? It's still happening, baby.
It's still
They
happening.
announced the cast. Yeah, it's been like 3 years since we heard any news. They lost the creators of the show because they were upset at creative differences. They're whitewashing it again. Like, there's all these dramas already, and we haven't seen a single drop of footage.
So many good signs, right?
Yeah.
Like they literally have a blueprint of what not to do. They cannot. There is no excuse if they screw this up. They have an exact image or an exact example of do not do this, and I guarantee that, like, at this point with the direction it's going, it's not looking good. They're probably gonna do it. I don't know.
Well, and I mean, Avatar Studios. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's okay. I'll be cynical and say I don't think there will ever be another Avatar. Even with the same dang people, even doing another show. Again, Korra showed it as well that I think Avatar Studios can and hopefully will turn out some great stuff. I just don't. I don't know. I think Avatar, I hold it in such high regard. And the other thing about Avatar is that it came out and there was no expectations, right? It just there was no Nickelodeon show like Avatar before Avatar, and even since, very, very few things that are similar. I'd say maybe Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is in a slightly similar category. But now that there's all this pressure and established canon and you know, ideas and all this stuff, and it's been years since the original show, I can't see that. I can't see another show as good as Avatar. I'd love to be proven wrong, and I'd be happy with a show that's just good. I'd be happy with a show that's core level again from them. I'd be completely happy with that. But I think it's kind of a 1 in a million. Like, how the show came out of nowhere, killed it, and then left after 3 seasons.
Yeah.
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 Have I read the I have not read the Kyoshi novels, but I own them. My girlfriend read them. I got them for her, and I've been toying with reading them myself. Because they seem pretty good. So,
Nice.
all right, we can move on after that glowing praise.
Okay, yeah. So next up, we're gonna go back to a show we've talked about many, many times. You know it, you love it. It's The Simpsons with the Haw Hawed couple.
Okay. So Nelson is a bully in Springfield, and he invites a bunch of kids to his birthday party. But shocker, no one shows up except for Bart, who's guilted into it by Marge. Then Bart becomes friends with Nelson because they had a decent time at his birthday. And then Nelson kind of realizes that Bart is only friends with him because of the perks that he gives Bart, i.e., not being bullied by Nelson. And then the episode ends.
Yep.
There's a subplot where Homer is reading a parody of Harry Potter to Lisa. It's kind of cute, but I guess it culminates with Homer lying about the ending to the book, and that's that.
Yep.
Look.
I don't hate it.
The thing is, this episode is absolutely emblematic of post-season 10 Simpsons or season 9 Simpsons. In that there is nothing wrong with the storyline.
Yeah.
It's a fine storyline. It works. There are a few jokes that are kind of chuckle-worthy, but it does not have the punchy writing that early Simpsons has in order to elevate it. The story isn't brilliant. It's just a fine, serviceable story that makes sense for the characters, and that's it. I don't regret that I watched this, but I don't feel like I came away from it, happy, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. This felt plain. It just felt like a plain episode. There's nothing stand out. I mean, it's just fine. It's just fine. It's all right.
It's also funny. There's in the middle of it. There's a parody of, is it Goodfellas? I think it's Goodfellas, with the narration where Bart's like, things were good because I was friends with, and it's the same thing that Rick and Morty parodied 3 weeks ago with the Gotron episode. No, yeah. Also, Dan Harmon did it previously on Community. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just pointing out it's just kind of funny that apparently that narration is just something that a lot of places like to pull from.
Yeah, it's a trope.
It is.
It's a trope.
Yeah, these were the good times.
And
it doesn't come up again in the episode.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess there is that part at the end where Bart nearly drowns and he's saved. That's
that was so weird. Such a weird climax. They needed a climax.
It's like they needed to pull drama from somewhere. So they're like, what can we do? Let's have him nearly drown.
I also don't really feel bad for Nelson. I mean, he's got a bad home life, sure, but he is such aggressively a bully that him being like, "Oh, you're using me, Bart." It's like, dude, I don't really care.
Yeah.
It's not Bart's fault that you just aggressively bully everyone.
Right.
I think the reason maybe why this was nominated is that Goodfellas parody in the middle, because it has this CG shot of them walking down a hallway, from first.
Oh yeah, I do remember that shot where they're
It's it must have been either CG or CG and then drawn over. I probably drawn over.
Yeah, I think it was they put the backing layer of traversing through the hall, and then they put cells over it with the Bart and Nelson walking through. I think that's what they did.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's just an utterly plain episode. I don't think it deserves to be nominated. Even with that little bit of CG, I don't think that's anything special.
Yeah.
There's nothing about the story. It's not a touching story, really. I don't know. Very weird nomination. Sad to see it in league with things like that Warcraft episode or Avatar. This just utterly screams. It just screams mediocrity. It screams we have to promote a Simpsons episode. We just have to. We have to do it, guys. There's a section of the voters that always has to pick a Simpsons episode. I don't know. I don't know. Yes, there's a rather interesting joke towards the beginning where Martin uses a synonym for a bundle of sticks.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And I mean, like, it's the appropriate usage of that, and it's kind of funny just how
Yeah, I mean, they
inappropriate
literally
it is.
put the definition on screen.
Right. It's not. I think the problem is that there are kind of other gay jokes made about Martin that without that context in isolation, it's just kind of funny because it's like, yeah, he's using a word in a correct term, but it's also just like an offensive word in another definition. But when you put it into the context of like this character who is probably not gay, or at least is not anything, he's a kid that doesn't, as far as we know, identify as anything. That they make all these gay jokes about him because he's effeminate. It's a little eh.
Yeah.
The original airing didn't have the definition? Oh, interesting. Huh.
Oh, that must have been added in later.
I mean, listen, you know what? Whether you like that joke or you find it offensive, I will say at least that was an attempt of them swinging for the fences and trying something.
Yeah.
Because the rest of the episode really just didn't feel like it had a lot of humor.
Oh, he said he was kidding.
Who? Oh. Okay. Apparently it did have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. The like the Bart and Lisa subplot, it's cute. You know, obviously it's a take on Harry Potter book 6. But it didn't really do anything. It's not a story that goes anywhere. It's just kind of cute filler.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little weird how, like, I don't know, Homer, like, lies to her about the ending, and then she's like, she reads the actual ending, she's like, I like Dad's ending better. Like, I thought that was cute, but, like, I don't know, I don't really see the point in Homer, like, because I feel like the fact that he read ahead was supposed to be, like, this big thing.
Betrayal, yeah.
Yeah, and it just wasn't.
Yeah, it really fizzles out.
Mm-hmm.
There's some cute visuals with Homer imagining them as the characters, but it's just there. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just here. This episode is just it's here. There's many worse episodes of The Simpsons, but like a lot of Simpsons episodes, this one it's not aggressively bad. It's more just bland. And I mean, to hear even you say that, who doesn't have a ton of Simpsons to reference, it really kind of just shows it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just boring, plain.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah,
let's move on.
I'm good. I'm good to move past this. Okay. Yeah. Last up, nominee number 5 goes to SpongeBob SquarePants, Bummer Vacation, and Wigstruck. Here we go. It's time for Pie to talk about his favorite show ever again.
Let's start with Bummer Vacation.
Okay. I
think I gave it a good. I'm not sure. Honestly, watching it now, I'd give it a meh. Really, I was bored. Like, it's a fine story. It's kind of in the same thing as The Simpsons, where yeah, it's a fine story, makes sense. You know, SpongeBob has to take a forced vacation from the Krusty Krab. That's a fine setup, fine premise. But I didn't laugh.
I didn't laugh either. That's the thing. Like
it's subjective. It's very subjective. Maybe back then I laughed more. You know, maybe I was, when you compare it to other episodes of SpongeBob around the time, maybe this one just kind of floated to the top. But no, I don't think it's good, to be honest.
Yeah, no,
really
it's the same thing like with that Simpsons episode where like it's a fine premise. It's got a good pace and it makes sense for the characters, but it doesn't have that writing that really knocks it out of the park. It's like, this is like just a base hit. It's like, yeah, you got a hit. Yeah. It's fine, but it's not like you're not scoring or anything.
No.
I don't know. None of the jokes really got to me. You know, I didn't even like chuckle or anything. I was just like, yeah, I see what they're doing. I see what they're going for.
Yeah, I like the whole he goes and plays with action figures and then they have action figures. Yeah. I liked it, but I didn't laugh at it. And maybe it's just because I knew it, right? Maybe back then when it's the fresher joke in my mind, right? When I didn't know that was coming, that's a good punchline. But I mean, you guys know my perspective on SpongeBob. I'm personally kind of a little jaded on it, a little not as interested as I was. I don't think it's bad, but I'm gonna be honest. I have to review it as I feel in the moment now. If you agree with what I said back then, all those years ago, that's perfectly valid as well. Both reviews can be valid. It's just that was my perspective then. This is my perspective now.
Yeah, that's totally fair. I think the most noteworthy thing about this episode is the meme of SpongeBob sitting there with the light over him in Patrick's house, and then he turns around with the face. That's the most noteworthy thing here. It's a meme.
Yeah.
Haha. But
I like we have a user by the name of Bummer Vacay Fan 2 who says they love this episode.
that's fantastic. Good for you. I'm glad you made an account just to celebrate that.
Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think what it is a lot of the jokes kind of they rely more on surprise. You know, the whole thing at the end, it's like you don't know what SpongeBob did with Patrick, right? And the joke is that he didn't do anything with him. He just told him to watch TV. But once you know that's the punchline, it loses a lot of its punch.
Yeah.
It did taught you the word acquiesce as a kid. Yeah, that's a good vocab word.
There you go.
Yeah. Guys, I know I rated it good. I know I said that. Like, I appreciate the first person telling me that. I don't know that we needed like 12 people telling me that.
They just need to reinforce it. They're trying to
know.
get you to get your old opinion back.
What is SpongeBob fandom if not an echo chamber?
Exactly.
Yep. All right, shall we move on to the more infamous of these?
Let's shall.
I've talked about this episode twice already. Okay, Wig Struck. Wig Struck is an episode in which SpongeBob gets smacked in the face with a wig and then decides to wear it because he thinks it makes everyone happy, including himself. He is then bullied into not wearing the wig anymore, and then everyone wears the wig and laughs at SpongeBob because he is no longer cool. There's a subplot. How often does that happen? There's a subplot where the Ned and the Needlefish, this band, this unheard of before this band, they make fun of one guy for wearing the wig, and then they make fun of him for not having hair, and then he gets his wig back.
Yeah, that's this episode I have nothing really positive to say. I mean, I remember seeing this episode quite frequently when I was younger, and I never liked it every time it was on.
Nah, this sucks.
It really
my opinion
does.
hasn't changed here. It's a scumbob. Wait, it's
oh, he said the thing. He said
Dude.
the thing.
Wait, all right, I'm gonna say it's and then I need you to make like a gunshot sound. Okay, ready? It's a
Pow.
scumbob episode.
There you go. There we go.
Oh, I did the thing. I said the line, Bart.
He did it.
Oh, and someone referenced that in the chat. Nice. Okay. Yeah. So this is such a bad episode. I mean, like, here's the thing. There is a legitimate concern about the wig being unsanitary. Like, making SpongeBob get rid of the wig because it's like it actually has parasites and is sticky and is shedding and all this other crap that they talk about in the episode. Making him get rid of it for that reason, I think it's fair, and if they had played up that angle, that'd be fine. But you know what it is? It really is just people bully SpongeBob into getting rid of the wig. That's what it is. Because in every other scene, right, it's only gross in that, like, scene. The wig resets. They don't have wig continuity, right? It gets, like, chomped on at one point, but it just randomly grows back. I hate that about this episode. If you're going to have an episode with a gross wig, you need to make this thing get progressively grosser, not reset it. And the ending, it's supposed to be funny, but it's just so mean.
That's the thing that bothers me the most is the ending.
At no point in this episode is SpongeBob a jerk. What they need is for SpongeBob to get too big for his britches, get cocky, be like, "Oh, I'm better than you." "Oh, Sandy, are you jealous of my wig?" Like they need to really have him play it up so that when that ending hits, he deserves it. But he doesn't deserve it.
No,
Um,
the whole thing. And I was mentioning to you while we were watching it. It bothered me as a kid. It bothers me now. It's the fact that like the whole build up to the episode leads to this moment where it's like SpongeBob was cool before everybody else, and then he talks to the green fish and he's like, "Yeah, you were cool, but not anymore." And then that's the resolution. That's it. That's the episode. It's like that's the big. That's the big line.
There's one more joke.
Where
Patrick gives his armpit wig to SpongeBob. Thank you for the super chat, Faith. I appreciate your support.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd call that the falling action. I think like the grand like ultimate thing is SpongeBob being told he was cool but not anymore. That's the whole thing. It's like there's no expansion on that idea. It doesn't say anything about situations where somebody is cool before everyone else but then they aren't anymore. Like the Ed and Eddie episode does it infinitely better. Infinitely better.
There's also like what else? Oh, shoot, what was
There's the fact that Mr. Krabs is like, "You can't wear that wig," and then he's like, "But I need it." He's like, "Okay, wear a hairnet," and then SpongeBob wears a hairnet. He's like, at that night, he's like, "You can't wear it anymore." It's like, okay, Mr. Krabs, make up your mind, please.
Oh yeah. The other thing too. It's just like. Wow, I'm really like blanking out. This episode has just erased my brain cells.
We can talk about the mustard.
Oh God. All right, let's talk about the mustard. Here's the thing. I have no idea if this is intentional or not, but there's a part early in the episode where Patrick calls SpongeBob ridiculous for wearing the wig, and then he goes to take a mustard bath, and the way that the mustard is sitting means that the MUS is covered, and all you see is the letters TAR and D. Considering we also just watched a South Park episode with that offensive slang in it, I honestly don't know if that was supposed to be a like getting past the radar joke that's offensive, or if it's just a weird thing that happened where I don't know, the lettering it just happened to fall that way. It seems like an intentional thing because Patrick is stupid, and the joke there is that he's calling SpongeBob stupid while doing something even stupider.
Yeah. And this was something that I noticed even as a kid. Like when I was younger, I recognized that and I was like, "Huh, I wonder if that's intentional," because it's like the fact that
it's not cool.
Like,
it's not cool if it was intentional. I'm just
no,
throwing it out there. Like,
no, it's
we
not.
don't agree with that language.
But it's like, is it really a coincidence that of all condiments they chose mustard and then they coincidentally cut off the MUS? Because the thing is with the way Patrick like picks up the bottle and turns it upside down, like theoretically he should have to spin it with the way that it looks, the way it's animated, but the jar does not spin. So you never see MUS at all. So I'm like, is that on purpose or not? I have no idea. But like, for all we know, it could have been. Who knows?
That kind of language was very, popular around the time. Definitely not seen as offensive as it is today, but it was, and definitely it was offensive. So I don't know. I don't know if it was intentional. I'm not here to like slam the writers or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I felt like bringing it up because at least it was something that I hadn't already talked about. I don't think with this episode. Very weird though. Regardless of what the intention was, it kind of reads that way. Maybe I wouldn't have noticed it if it wasn't for the South Park episode, but I don't know. At any rate, the episode really is just bullying the episode. I mentioned to Shadow when we watched this that it reminded me a lot of As Seen on TV, because in that episode, SpongeBob is also oblivious to everyone else around him, and he thinks that he's making everyone happy with his stupid, his acting shtick, his performing shtick, when he's really just making everyone miserable. It kind of reminds me of that, but that episode's charming and has a happy resolution. Whereas this one, it really is just everyone laughs at him, and the wig isn't that funny.
No,
Like,
it's
if you're
not.
gonna have an episode that is predicated on every person, including Sandy, right, who's one of probably the most emotionally mature character on the show, right, laughing uncontrollably at SpongeBob's wig, you should make it a stupider looking wig, a weirder looking wig, right? You could definitely design a strange wig that at least, it would be interesting. But no, they just go with the lame powdered wig.
Yeah, it's nothing special. And like I said, the least they could have done is maybe had SpongeBob wear ridiculous makeup to go along with it or something, you know? But it's just very plain.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really like this episode. The only thing that I could really mention that I thought was, I guess, kind of good was where they're at the movie theater and SpongeBob's like, "What are you gonna do? Start a riot?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's a great idea. Let's start a riot."
Yes. Yes.
That was good. And then they chase him out.
One,
He's like,
one joke I liked.
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That was
the
good.
one joke.
Told you that movie was terrible.
Yeah. I just the whole Ned and the needlefish thing is so stupid. Like it's just like, when does SpongeBob ever have a subplot, and why do we even need an explanation of this wig?
And it drives me up a wall that the other band members blame Ned for losing the wig when they were the ones who lost the wig. It's their fault. Like,
you and Michael McJunkin are on the same page.
it drives me up a wall. It's like, dude, it's not even Ned's fault that he doesn't have his hair. Like, why are they taking it out on him?
I think it's
don't know.
because the show really.
And then the other thing is,
Yes.
like, he gets the wig back, right? And then on the poster the next day, you see all the other band members wearing the same wig that he was, even though his own band members on the bus were making fun of it. So, like, what suddenly made them compelled to be like, you know what, we're going to wear these wigs too, and we're going to make it our whole band's image. Like,
Full of comedy, Shadow. It's funny when someone
no,
says
I'm sorry.
something,
I'm sorry.
and then
That
they're a
is
hypocrite.
no, that is contradictive writing. I don't.
No. That is the reason, though. It's supposed to be for comedy. It's not funny in this instance.
No, it's
but
not funny.
That's why this happens. Is because it's like, ha. They said they hated the wig. Now they're wearing the wig, but they don't. It's just. And these characters are such, like, weird, random. They don't feel like they fit in the SpongeBob universe.
No, they don't.
They just, and it starts the episode with them. I don't know. I don't know, man. It's acceptable targets for bald people, I guess. There's not many things you can make fun of in this world, anymore. But bald people, apparently. I don't know. It's just it's a dumb one, and like, I don't know, man. The more I think about it, the more I hate the episode. Is it one of the worst of all time? Probably not, but like, it's such a bad episode. It's gross too. We didn't even talk about it, but just
The
like
parasites.
the parasites. It's only one scene, but it's gross, and you think they're in there the rest of the episode. I don't like that thought. That SpongeBob is wearing a wig with a bunch of parasites.
Yeah. No,
And I
that's
don't understand. I don't get why they didn't just play up the gross nature of the wig, right? SpongeBob has to get rid of the wig because it's unsanitary, right? Change the angle to that, and the episode makes a lot more sense. Okay, it's not great, but the moral is less bullying. But this is literally just, hey, everyone hates your stupid wig. Take it off and throw it away, SpongeBob. And even
now everyone else
Sandy-
is gonna wear it.
Yeah, and even Sandy, who's the reasonable person, is the one that like pushes it on SpongeBob. It's just it's weird conformity. You could replace the wig with other things that are different, right? Like I don't know. You play a lot of video games, Shadow. Get rid of those video games. Society doesn't like how much video games you play. Get rid of them. Throw them off a cliff.
Yeah. Because really, I mean, other than the hair falling in the patties and like messing with the food, it's really not hurting anything. It's just there. He's just wearing a wig.
And SpongeBob's not wrong in that, like, I mean, until the movie theater, everyone is getting enjoyment out of the wig.
Yeah.
Like,
he's not
yes, it is. They're laughing at how stupid he is, but they are getting enjoyment out of it.
Yeah, they're just laughing
this
at him,
episode.
not with him. Yeah, I don't like
How
it.
was this nominated? How? In what world? I mean, they must have. I don't get it. What about either of these episodes is anything special? Even if you Even if you find Bummer Vacation funny, how is that an Emmy Award worthy episode?
It's not in the slightest. I don't see what they could possibly, like, what argument could possibly be made for why this SpongeBob episode, of all the potential contenders at this time period, like, why was this one above everything else? I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see it. Bad episode.
Yeah.
Boo. Boo.
I hope Wig's coming back in fashion.
I don't.
No, but I mean,
maybe
really,
once I lose hair, but until that happens.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
All right, you love it when Pie Guy gets mad. It's great. Jeez. Oh man. All right.
Okay.
This was the season of Dunces and Dragons.
Was
By the
Dunces
way,
and Dragons
well,
in the time frame?
I
though?
don't know. I don't know. But listen, I got some news for you, person who mentioned Fear of a Krabby Patty and Shell of a Man. I got some news for you.
Yeah.
Okay? It was nominated in 2005. We will talk about Shell of a Man and Fear of a Krabby Patty. We will. Those are better episodes than these, and those do have qualities that make them feel a lot more worthy. In fact, Shell of a Man's message is basically the exact opposite of this episode, which is if you are unconforming, right? If you do have attributes or something about you that's non-conforming, that's good and that's fine, and everyone does, and it's okay. That episode is actually we'll talk about it when we talk about it.
People are saying Dunces and Dragons was February 2006, then it would not have made this cutoff because it would have to be June 2006 to May 2007.
I don't care. I can guarantee you there are episodes of or just don't nominate SpongeBob. Just don't pick it.
Well, that's what happened in 2006, but
shut up.
well, I'm just saying.
Look. The thing is, SpongeBob, I feel like it got the preferential treatment it got because of the same reason as The Simpsons, in that, like, everyone knows it, everyone's seen it, or their kids have seen it. I just feel like it probably was just an obligatory thing. Now, why the show itself sent in these episodes, you got me, man. You got me. I get it. The people that made this probably didn't think Wigstruck was bad. They made it. They probably thought they did a good job. But, like, I can't fathom a world where this is better than... There had to have been another pairing of episodes that aired in the time, right?
Undoubtedly.
Like, I mean, I'm going to look it up right now.
Yeah,
SpongeBob season 4. What time period are we looking for?
This is June 2006 to May 2007. Okay.
So season 4.
Yeah.
June 2006. Let's see. Honestly, this might sound shocking, but I think they should have nominated New Leaf over this one, which is an episode I'm not particularly fond of, but at least it has something going for it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else. Hey, Squid-tastic Voyage, Shadow.
Oh my gosh, no! No. Absolutely not.
Okay, yeah, you know what? I'll be honest. There isn't a lot of great picks in this time period.
Okay,
the
fair
second
enough.
half of the season is not great. They could have gone with The Best Day Ever.
Yeah, dude,
Musical.
honestly, just from that fact alone that it's a musical, that should have been enough to be like, we should push that one. Honestly, like...
Sure, there we go. You know, Have You Seen the Snail wasn't nominated. It's not in this time period, but it wasn't nominated, and it could have been in one of the years.
Huh.
It was 2005, November 2005.
Yeah, that would... Okay, so that was during the...
Last year when it doesn't get nominated.
Yep.
You haven't seen the recast, but you love us for constantly referencing the finale. Listen, it's traumatic, all right?
It changed our life forever, man. You have no idea.
Dude, I was rewatching Rick and Morty, and we got to Morty's Mind Blowers, which I had completely forgotten about what happened in that episode, and there's a tee up for a plot. Oh, no, wait, it's not Morty's Mind Blowers. It's the stupid president, the stupid Minecraft episode, where the president shrinks down and goes inside one of those flying machines from Fantastic Voyage, and I'm like, no! If I didn't hate this episode enough, don't do it. You already did your shrinking inside the body episode, and it was actually one of the better ones.
Yeah, well, it's inescapable. It's like it's required by law that at least 2 out of 3 animated shows must do an episode about it. It is required. It is like one of the laws of the universe. It may as well be Newton's fourth law of physics or something, like with how often it happens. Seriously.
Some cartoons get more than one. Okay. I'd like to remind everyone that down in the description there's a link to the community post. You can go on there and vote for which one of these is your favorite. And we will announce the winner shortly. But first, let's rank them ourselves, Shadow.
Okay. Do you want to go first or should I?
I'll go first. The Simpsons in dead last. Or no, sorry,
Really?
not the Simpsons. Oh,
Okay.
no, excuse me. SpongeBob.
Okay, that's
SpongeBob
I was
in dead last.
shocked for a second there.
No.
Okay.
SpongeBob in dead last. Here's the thing. Here's what I'm stuck on. Okay, Robot Chicken, I didn't enjoy at all, but I still have to admit it's an impressive animation style, which is more than I could say about The Simpsons. You know what? Screw it. SpongeBob last, Simpsons above that, Robot Chicken above that, South Park above that. Avatar wins it for me. South Park is great. It's a great episode, but Avatar is the GOAT.
And that is my exact ranking that I would have gone with. So, yeah,
All right, repeat it. Just, you know,
so
for everyone to know.
SpongeBob in dead last, then The Simpsons, Robot Chicken third, South Park second, Avatar wins it. Very, 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 very close between Avatar and South Park. They are both fantastic episodes. I'd recommend each of them. They're solid, definitely award worthy. Stand out above the other 3 without question. I was going back and forth throughout the past like 10 minutes trying to figure out which one I'd go with, but I think just in terms of like, I don't know, I think Avatar just has a slight edge over it with a stronger narrative, but like both hit the nail on the head comedically, animation wise it's great. I just think Avatar has a more compelling narrative. Not that South Park's isn't, but you know what I mean. Yeah.
Okay. So we mentioned it.
Well, should we
Right.
announce which one won? Before
All
we-
right. Fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
Okay. So, for 2007, the actual nominee that
Winner
won
of
the
the Emmy.
award was South Park with Make Love Not Warcraft, which I'm not mad about because totally deserving. It was a very, very strong contender.
Right, and I think that accounts a little bit for the South Park episode is a lot more newcomer friendly than Avatar. It's
It
just
is.
true. It's just true. It's just the nature of the game, right? Where they nominate one episode. It's not like the season is nominated or the whole show. So I think on that alone, I think it's completely fair. I think South Park's a great episode. Would I have loved to see Avatar win? Yes, but I get it. In fact, it's funny because when I went on Netflix to watch Avatar, Netflix actually had it in a category called award-winning shows.
Huh.
Big Mouth was also in that category.
Of course it was.
And I have to mention it again. I mentioned this on the recast, but there is nothing more insulting than the Nickelodeon logo at the beginning of Netflix for Avatar, which is a kid skateboarding on a giant toilet paper. That is when you click on an Avatar episode, that is the first thing you see. And then you go into Qatar's monologue about genocide.
I love juxtaposition, man. It's great.
Nickelodeon can just go ahead and can take a jump off of the toilet paper. It was particularly insulting last year when there was a toilet paper shortage. Thanks, Avatar. Not Avatar. Thanks, Nickelodeon. Excuse me.
They're just rubbing salt in the wounds. That's all.
Is the same logo on Paramount Plus? I think Toonjay says it is.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I don't have Paramount Plus.
All right. So yeah, we mentioned it earlier. I think we both would have nominated Tales of Ba Sing Se.
Yes, that
this
was
year.
my pick. Yep.
Yeah.
It's my Avatar pick, so that's the one I'm going with.
I'm picking Avatar as much as I possibly can during this whole thing. So yeah. But I guess if I had to pick a non-Avatar thing, let me see here. I think I have one. I just gotta look at the episode list to make sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Stall for time.
Yeah. Well, we already talked about the episode, so it's like, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good.
Okay. All right, Shadow. All right, buddy. Jeez. Okay. What is it? June 2006 to June 2007.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see which episode to pick.
Toon J with a $2 super chat says, "I'd nominate Homecoming from American Dragon."
You know what? I'm gonna nominate Ben 10,000 from Ben 10.
Oh, there you go.
Mm-hmm. It's the first Ben 10 episode to go into the future. It's a lot of fun, you know. Real good stuff. Ben 10 was a good show.
That
Do you know
it
Ben's
was.
middle name is Kirby?
Is it really?
I wonder if it's a reference to Jack Kirby
I don't know.
or the video game. If only we knew someone who we could ask about this.
I know, right? If only
I'm
there
sure
was some
Kuro's
kind
made
of...
like 10 videos about why Ben's middle name is Kirby, and we're oh man, I love Kuro. Go check out his stuff.
Maybe it's because Ben 10 has the ability to use a bunch of different powers, just like Kirby does.
Ben 10 sucks in DNA.
Yeah,
just like
dude.
Kirby.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe that is the reason. You don't know. Could be.
Oh man. And Judy, there is no bias in the Emmy nominations. Did you read Toon J's super chat?
Yes, I did.
Okay, all right. I don't really remember a lot about American Dragon, just the art style change, and the weird slang, and the fact that Jake the dog is in it.
Yeah.
No, John DiMaggio plays a talking dog.
Really?
That's the sidekick of the main character.
Wow. That's incredible.
It's just Jake the dog before Jake the dog. Okay. Well.
Wait, hang on. I need to check something really quick.
Oh God. Shadow's trying to. He's gonna nominate a My Little Pony episode.
No, My Little Pony was not on. Oh, shoot. Okay. You know what? You brought up Ben 10, and it's like there was an episode I wanted to comment on when it was possible. So in March of 2007, there was an episode titled The Unnaturals, in which Ben goes to see his favorite Little League team, where they play baseball. Because I love baseball episodes, Pi.
I thought you were gonna nominate the Three Cooks stealing the rust bucket.
Oh, wasn't that? I think that was last or 2 weeks ago. But no, I wanted to bring up this episode because in this episode, okay,
it's not a great one, but
I think it's amazing because it opens with them stealing the Liberty Bell. Okay, like that sets the tone for the entire thing. This is an episode where Ben goes to watch the Little League World Series, and it turns out that there are a bunch of robots pretending to be a Little League team so that they can plan to replace the President of the United States with another robot version of him. It's absolutely absurd. It's ridiculous. And I love it. I love that episode so much. And because it's a baseball episode, I had to bring it up. I wanted to mention it on this show just so I had an excuse to talk about it. So that is another episode I would happily nominate. Not because it's a great or amazing episode, but just because it is comically hysterical.
Also, I was right about Jack Kirby reference. Haha.
Oh, okay. I was hoping to be, you know. But whatever. That's fine.
Did you know Gwen's middle name is Mario?
His grandpa Max's middle name Zelda? Anyway.
Kevin's middle name is Super Metroid.
It's Super Metroid, okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, what's Vilgax's middle name? Pokemon? Is it Vil Pokemon Gax? Is that his name?
Yep, Vil Pokemon Gax. You got him. You got me. That's why he's trying to collect the Omnitrix.
Exposed.
He wants to catch all the aliens.
Dude, we need to pitch this theory to Kuro. Like, we need to get him to make a video about this.
Ooh-wee.
Avatar good, South Park bad, says Sonic. I agree.
I think it would physically hurt Kuro to spread misinformation about Ben 10. I think we could make him cry. If
Well,
we, like, blackmailed him
okay.
into doing it.
Then we'll get him to do it as an April Fool's video, and then he can just make that excuse.
What the heck is this? This is the roast of Kuro the Arctic.
You know it.
A guy who's a dear friend of ours and not here to defend himself.
Nope.
Dr. Animo's middle name is Kuro.
Oh my gosh.
And Omniverse, several aliens are actually based off Pokemon. Interesting.
Well, actually, now that I think about it, it makes sense considering Max is part of the plumbers.
Yeah, there we go. Wait, what?
It's all coming together. Because Gwen's middle name is Mario. It makes sense.
Uh-oh, I got called a sponge boomer. Uh-oh.
Oh no. Uh-oh.
Oh, you've done it. You've done it now.
You showed him.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Okay. What are we, how does this show go? Do we have anything else we gotta talk about?
Yeah.
The poll.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Sorry, I was having too much fun for a second. I forgot about our strict formula.
Yeah,
Okay.
Of course.
All right, in dead last with 2% of 649 votes, it is the Haw Hawed couple. 2%.
That's
wow.
fair.
Second to last is Robot Chicken Lust for Puppets with 3%.
Fair.
In the middle, we have SpongeBob, Wig Struck, and Bummer Vacation. Somehow, even a terrible episode of SpongeBob still gets a stupid amount of votes. That's my fan base. Opinions, man. And then with 41% of the votes, in second place, it is South Park, Make Love Not Warcraft, and winning just barely is Avatar City of Walls and Secrets with 44%.
Yeah, that was close.
Yeah. Good job, everyone.
I'm very happy with a close poll like that. They're both solid episodes through and through.
So someone in the comments says the best episode of South Park and an episode of Avatar. Don't make me choose between my children.
Yeah.
I feel that. Yeah, I feel it. Seriously, though, Blizzard sucks.
Yeah,
okay,
they really do.
Okay. So, yeah. All right. That's our show, everybody. Anything else you want to talk about, Shadow?
No, other than announcing next week's hour-long category, I think that about does it.
I'm just gonna promote it again. Sonic, Shadow and I play Sonic. Well, I play Sonic, and Shadow weeps at my ineptitude. No, you didn't make fun of me for how bad I was at Sonic. I was pretty bad at Sonic.
You were very, very bad, but I wasn't gonna demoralize you because I don't want to push you away from giving it a chance. Like I don't want to just sit there and berate you and then you'd be like, oh, well, I'm just bad. I'm never gonna play it again. I wanted you to give it a chance, so I wasn't gonna say anything.
SpongeBob taught me that bullying works. So if you bullied me into trying to improve, that would force me to play more Sonic.
No, SpongeBob's a terrible influence.
Please play the Cory in the House theme to end the stream. If I was in control of the stream, I'd be able to very easily. I don't know how easily Shadow would be able to do that, though, so... I
could do it. I could. I'm not going to.
I don't want to get copyright
Exactly. That's why I don't want to do it.
Yeah. I only played a very, very brief clip in the Sonic stream. Go check... Honestly, if nothing else, go check out the first, minute of the Sonic stream. Over on PIEGUYRULZ. Just Google or YouTube search PIEGUYRULZ. But yeah, so that happened, and also I'm gonna be doing some Minecraft stuff over on PIEGUYRULZ. I may have purchased a realm for people in our Discord to play Minecraft with me.
Yeah, so join the Discord.
Yeah, join the Discord for more information.
Also, check out my video on Friday.
Yeah.
Shameless plug.
You can.
Okay, thank you for giving me permission.
No, I was telling them they can. I was giving the viewers permission to watch your stuff.
Oh, okay, because that's how that works. Yes. I get you. All right,
buddy. Next week on the award show Audit,
we've got 4 hour-long nominees. A lot. These are an hour or more, and some of them are 2 hours, I believe. So it's quite a lot of viewing. Just a heads up in case you guys decide to watch along with us. Set aside time. With that said, the 4 nominees. First up, there's this thing by Discovery Channel called Secrets of the Deep, also going by the name of Ocean's Odyssey. or Odysseys. It has 2 names. Not sure why. That image should tell you all you need to know.
We'll learn a secret of the deep about Shadow next week.
Yeah, we will, because I might not end up watching this. Who knows? We'll have to
We'll see. We'll talk about the secret of the deep.
Yep.
Of Shadow.
Yeah.
The secret of Shadow.
I don't know. It's not really that big of a secret, but
Oh, it's a secret. Don't reveal it here.
Okay.
Let them wait.
all right. I mean, I've revealed it in videos before, but all right.
Shadow's father is a whale. All right. I'm just gonna come out and say it now.
Wow, I can't believe you just insulted my dad like that.
No. I'm just anatomically speaking.
Anatomically.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying he's a large person. I'm saying he is literally a whale.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They call him Shadow Street because he's part whale and casts a big shadow.
No. No. Oh my gosh. All right. Anyway. Next up is Camp Laszlo's special. Where's Laszlo? Ooh.
More like where to find this on streaming. Just kidding. It's probably under stupid Boomerang.
I mean, honestly, if you want to find it, you just have to check your DVD shelf. So.
Just raid monsters. DVD
just find his monster. Yeah, exactly.
Go to 123 Sesame Street, and you find monsters shelf.
Third up is Heck Boy Animated, as Pi put it. Heck Boy. Heck Boy Animated with Sword of Storms.
Wait, is it really called Sword of Storms?
Yes, it's called Sword of Storms.
Isn't that a Zelda game?
No, you're thinking of either Skyward Sword or the Song of Storms. And then last but not least, we have Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends with Good Will Hunting, which I am super excited for. So
I picked the screenshot. I did it.
Yeah,
oh, you cropped it too much. You cropped it too hard.
Well, it's a 4:3 thing, so like I had to make it so it filled the thing. So that is from edge to edge.
We might need to shrink our screen a little bit. We'll put something else up there. Me and you could be further apart.
Oh.
Can you move it down so everyone can see the logo on that poster?
I think I can. Yeah, I can do it vertically.
That is the squirrel from Reanimated. Oh yeah.
There.
This poster, it's a twofer, my friends. It's a reference to Reanimated and to Space Jam.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's see if you can tell what's wrong with this picture. I think it's a reference to the movie though, not the show.
Yeah, that's the movie poster.
Yeah. The chick from Planet Attitude is my sister.
Okay.
My mom could help, but she's in space at the moment. Dad isn't qualified to cancel a donut. Too bad. If I can make some new friends and not go off the deep end.
How do you know this whole
going
thing?
Out of my head. I reviewed it.
I know you did, but how do you still know it?
In 1992.
When it came out.
Years before, because I was the kid from Out of Jimmy's Head.
Oh my
Obviously.
God.
Everyone knows this. It's an open secret. It was me all along.
It was you, Dio?
If you compare my moles to that kid's moles, they line up. That's exactly it. Back when I recorded from a toaster, absolutely. I think my video might be like the only. If my video's even still up, it might be the only living documentation of that theme song. Not really. Why do I know? I don't know. I don't because I've had to talk about this stupid show so many times in my life. That's the thing about being a YouTuber. It's just an endless cycle. You just talk about the same things over and over again until you've been driven insane. That's it.
I don't know. I got out.
Why don't you sing? Oh no, don't worry though. It'll come back around with the Powerpuff Girls CW.
Well,
don't worry.
Yeah, but ugh.
Don't worry. No, don't worry. And then when we do the short form animated, you'll have to talk about Once Upon a Townsville.
Timesville.
You'll have to talk about the PPG boot again. It's all cyclical. Life is a circle.
Life is but a hurricane, man.
Time is an illusion that helps things make sense. So we're always living in the present tense.
That is truly a secret of the deep.
There's nothing deep about this show.
We're two guys on the internet, okay? Just cut us some slack.
I talked about Blizzard, alright? I said what I needed to say. We touched upon a bad thing that's happening in the world.
This implies that. Oh
Can
my
we be
gosh.
nominated? Are we gonna be nominated?
Row whatever just blew my mind. This implies Out of Jimmy's Head is set in the Foster's universe, except the mere concepts of these two properties prove that can't happen. They contradict each other. What? Oh my gosh. I feel like we just ripped a hole in space-time or something. Good lord. Cartoon Network, what have you done? They messed with the natural order.
Well, maybe, okay. Maybe that makes more sense than anything else. Maybe the imaginary friends, or maybe the Dollywood characters, Dollywood, whatever. I can remember the whole theme song, but I can't remember the characters. I don't know. Maybe the Out of Jimmy's Head characters are imaginary friends. Wait. Jimmy lives in an area of the world where people don't take too kindly to imaginary friends. No one told him. Maybe he's Mac. Maybe he's just been Mac this whole time.
Mac just went through a computer program hosted by evil Don Cheadle and sent him to the human world.
Dude, what if the characters from Out of Jimmy's Head were somewhere in the background of Space Jam 2?
I don't know that the characters from Out of Jimmy's Head are ever going to be referenced in anything ever again for the rest of life.
Right here, though, bud. Right here. Listen, they were referenced in the OKKO crossover. So don't at me, bro. That was like 3 years ago.
That was
no
4 years. No, that was
Everyone
3 years
remembers.
ago. That was
Everyone remembers. Maybe Jimmy was hit by the Infinity Train. I don't know.
He was hit by the Infinity Train. Oh my gosh.
Did you know?
The Cartoon Network universe goes too deep. Oh my gosh.
But the real question is, okay, if I'm not mistaken though, well, I guess we'll talk about it next week, but isn't this poster foreshadowing? Isn't that Wilt's person?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So the real question is, has Wilt met Golly? No, in the world. Listen, in the world of Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, right?
Yeah.
Golly, it'd probably be cheaper to imagine up this thing than draw the cartoon.
Yeah. Anyways, I mean, they literally in the pilot they have Mojo Jojo appear because it's like kids just copy what they see on TV. Maybe that's what he did. Just copied what he saw on TV. Man.
Okay. All right, we've filled our hour-and-a-half quota.
You were right. Life is just a giant circle because that's all this is. Everything's a circle. It just goes back to itself. Oh my gosh. Maybe Jimmy was hit by the rust bucket at the Three Critics stole. Oh my god.
He didn't see that RV. Now he's got aliens coming out of his brain.
Oh
Didn't they have... Wait, is the kid from Out of Jimmy's Head the same kid that got to play Ben? And no, I don't think so in the live action.
I don't think so.
Wasn't that nominated for an Emmy? Oh yeah, because
right?
it's not animated. Although, you know what? The CG has more animation. All right, whatever. This has gone off the rails. All right. We're gonna continue this. We're gonna continue is this multiverse of madness? We're gonna continue this discussion. There's a city of walls and secrets inside of Foster's, and we're gonna unravel it. Shadow, can you use your connections to get Craig McCracken on the show next week to talk about the inspiration of this
You act
image?
as if you think I have connections.
You got Tara Strong in your videos, so clearly...
I didn't get Tara Strong in my video. Someone went to a convention, recorded her giving me a shout out, and was super, super kind enough to do that for me. And then for some reason, Tara Strong liked the tweet on my Twitter account a year after it was posted. And then just like a month ago, she liked fan art of Bubbles and me. Which was weird, but yeah. The fan art was cool. The fan art was someone drew the popsicle of Bubbles, and then they made a popsicle version, or ice cream bar, whatever, of me with like the gumball eyes that are out of place. They did that for me, and they did it for Bubbles because Bubbles is the one that's used. And Tara Strong liked that tweet, and I was like, okay, so maybe I do have connections after all.
Honestly, if we tweeted at Craig McCracken with the screenshot and been like, hey, what was the inspiration for this? There's there's a non-0% chance he would get back to us.
There is a chance. I mean, he does respond to people. Not everyone, but he does respond.
He's probably like, I didn't work on this. Go away.
Leave me alone.
Like,
Go back.
Cartoon Network put this in the background without me knowing.
Shadow, go back to making videos about Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah. Oh god.
It's like, okay.
Aren't you the kid that has forsaken my franchise?
No, I'm defending it. I'm speaking out for you. It's like, get out of my sight. Oh no. Craig, I'm sorry.
Man, we've burned a lot of bridges in this one.
Dude, I don't even know if he knows I'm real or not. Who knows? I know Tara Strong knows I exist, but I don't know if Craig McCracken does.
Here's the thing. I'm still not 100% certain you exist because I've never seen your face.
Well, then you'd be a believer.
You can't prove that you're not a half whale person.
I can prove that I'm not a half whale person.
I like the fact that the stupid poster it's a foreshadowing moment in the movie. Like, it's important. Well, it's not important, but it's just like
it's significant. Yeah.
Do you think Wilt looks so miserable there because he was reminded that his creator worked on such a terrible project?
He's like, oh yeah, I forgot he sold out. Are any of us real? Are we all anomalies dwelling within different parts of Jimmy's head? Yeah, maybe we're all in Jimmy's head. Think about that for a second.
Do you think Happy is just out of Jimmy's head grown up? You know that the TV show, like the gritty adult show with the guy that can see cartoon characters?
Yeah, you know what? You're probably... It's all going in circles, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's all connected.
Nothing is original, baby. Out of Jimmy's head is really just a ripoff of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and we all know this.
I can't wait for the episode of Rick and Morty where they cross over without a Jimmy's head.
Dude, it would be so on brand for Rick and Morty. I mean, they literally did a Captain Planet thing this season.
Oh my gosh.
Excuse me, Planetina. It's as close you yeah.
Oh man, what a stream. What a stream.
My favorite part of the show is when things go off the rails. I'm not gonna lie.
Like 40 minutes ago, we were talking about how awful this episode of SpongeBob was, and now here we are. What a trip. Oh man. Okay. Well, I think that's a good note to end.
All right,
things off
sing
on.
us off with with Corey in the house.
I can't do it without the music.
Sing out of Jimmy's. I'll be the
President,
backing
you mind
track.
some electric guitar?
I'll be the backing track. Here we go. All right.
I don't think that's how it goes.
His name is Corey. His name is Corey House.
Corey in the house. Yeah, it's a party every week, baby.
You better calm down, Shadow.
Yeah.
Talk about no.
Oh, that party, and I'm getting it started. Mr. President, you mind some electric guitar?
All right. Bye, everyone. PIEGUYRULZ out.
I'm your man.